Indian Patent Act, we'll see the chapter 1 of it. So chapter 1 basically deals with the preliminary aspect. So we'll go step by step, okay. So what does section 1 of the Indian Patent Act says? It says that it extends to the whole of India. Extends to the whole of India, that means it goes, this act applies to the state, it applies to the union territories, everywhere. So all places in India, this particular act will apply. So what does section 2 says? So section 2 basically talks about definitions and interpretations of the word. So if you go into section 2, there are many subclauses in it. So we need not go into each and everything. So right now we'll just see 3 of it. So one is section 2 clause 1 subclause J. So this definition talks about the definition of the word invention. So what does invention mean? Invention means any new, so you need to keep this word in mind, any new product or process involving inventive step and capable of industrial application. So an invention, from this definition itself you guys can understand that an invention should be a new product or process, and it should involve an inventive step, and it should be capable of industrial application. So you all know the word new, it is the word for new is novelty. Novelty. So you all know what is meant by new, so I need not explain what is new. The next aspect is inventive step. So the word inventive step, it has been given, the definition for it is mentioned in section 2 clause 1 subclause JA. So what is meant by inventive step? So if you read that particular section from your Barak, you guys will understand that that particular section talks about non-obviousness. Why? What is meant by non-obviousness? That is, this particular invention, whatever invention you are coming up with, it should be not known to somebody who is skilled in the art, right? Because if it's already known to other people, then there is nothing new in it. So it will be quite of obvious, anybody can find this invention, what is new, right? So your invention should be in such a manner that it is a bit technically advanced in nature. It should have some kind of economic significance, because otherwise if you are coming up with invention with no use, then it's of no purpose at all. So your invention should be such a nature, it should be advanced, that advanced in nature that nobody who's working even in that field has an idea that you can use this invention or come up with that particular invention. So your invention should be in such nature, it is so non-obvious to the person who is skilled in the art, right? The next aspect, which is capable of industrial application. So that is mentioned in section 2 clause 1 subclause AC. So that particular, this section talks about the meaning of capable of industrial application. So if you read your Barak, you will find that this particular definition talks about utility. That is, capable of industrial application means your invention should be able to be used in a particular industry. Otherwise, it has no value at all. So your invention, you should keep in mind that it should have a utility. So that's why they mean in this first section itself, section 2 clause 1 subclause J itself, they say your invention, it should be new, it should have inventive step, and it should be capable of industrial application. So you guys understood these 3 terms. So whenever any person to grant patent, they will check the patentability criteria. For that, your invention should satisfy these 3 things. The ones which I already said, that is novelty, that is other word for new, then it is utility, and the next one is non-obviousness. These terms together is known as Nun's test. Nun's test. So this Nun stands for novelty, utility and non-obviousness test. They will check when you are applying for patent, they will first check whether this product satisfies these 3 criteria. Only then they will grant you patent. So that's what you can understand from these 2 sections. So from my next class, I will be dealing with the aspect of what are chapter 2 of the Patent Act, and that chapter 2 deals with what are non-patentable inventions. So right now I have told like any invention can be patentable, but in our act they have given few inventions, like few exceptions, where those inventions you cannot grant patent, and when I deal with that class I'll tell you why they cannot be granted patent also. So I'll go into a quick summary of what we learned today. We understood what is the meaning of patent. Then we went to see into the aspect of history of patents. So when we went to the history, we saw pre-independence period as well as the post-independence period. And then we moved on to see chapter 1 of the Indian Patent Act. And in chapter 1, we see that there are only 2 sections mentioned in it. That is section 1 and section 2. So in section 1, it just tells that it extends to the whole of India. And then in section 2, like I already said, there are many definitions and interpretations of the term. So for our basic purpose alone, we took just 3 of the sections. That is section 2 clause 1 subclause J, and section 2 clause 1 subclause JA, and section 2 clause 1 subclause AC. So from these 3 definitions itself, you can understand that very well they say an invention requires novelty, utility and non-obviousness. And then I moved on to talk to you about the Nunn's test, that is novelty, utility and non-obviousness test. So to get patentability or check out the patentability criteria, the authorities will check for this Nunn's test, and only when it is satisfied you will get patent. So thank you for watching this video. So if you like my class, then please do like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.